What an absolute pleasure to have you here, Stacy. How are you this morning?
I'm fine, thank you. Yourself?
I'm doing absolutely great. You get to work in your own house in your basement. You don't have to sit in the traffic. I'm very happy. I love it. It's a good life.
Nothing beats not having to fight with rush hour.
Absolutely. And so I appreciate. How was the traffic coming in? I don't want to
Oh,
start this.
it was good actually. It wasn't bad. I mean, I had to reroute because the two ramps that I needed to take were both closed, so just looped up around.
Amazing. Did you ever think you'd be on a podcast this morning, like 3 weeks ago?
Nope, I did not think I would be here 3 weeks ago.
Have you ever been on a podcast?
I have never been on a podcast.
So what do you do, like just day to day?
I am a healthcare worker in a long-term care facility
Awesome.
and truck my kids to the rink because I have three boys that play hockey.
Where did your passion come from for hockey? Was it before you had sons?
Yeah, it started, I guess, my mom said when my brother played hockey, I cheered him on, and then my nephew played hockey, and I cheered him on, and then when my kids wanted to play hockey, I was all for it.
Did you ever play yourself?
No.
You ever think about it?
Oh gosh, no, I can't even skate.
You ever been on like the oval?
Yeah, I went, my kids usually do laps around me. I could do about 2 laps and then I'm done.
Amazing. So how has your life been, I guess, since that viral video came out on the internet? Has anything changed? Any movie requests? Anything like news outlets wanting to get a hold of you? I don't know. Just has anything changed?
No, nothing's really changed.
Okay.
I've had a lot of people go, "Oh my God, I seen that video of you," and they're like, "You're so funny," and they were like, "That's 100% you." And my mother said when she seen the video, she goes, "You really haven't changed." She said you were like that cheering for your brother and my nephew, and yeah, people say, "Oh, you need to get some kind of a money deal or make a T-shirt and things like that." But we get a big kick out of it, and one of the moms made a sign for my older boy because he was next up at the Joe tournament. And then another mom from the team that I was cheering for she made a T-shirt, and people find it funny because I tell them my son wasn't even playing in that game because he'd been sick. So he was sitting on the sideline. So he wasn't even on the ice for that game. So they find that even more funny.
That's amazing. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in the Valley.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're here from Nova Scotia. So
Oh yeah, right from Nova Scotia. Yeah.
You have that pride in you.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's amazing. No, when I told you a second ago, but I'll tell the listeners when this whole viral sensation happened, I was in Mexico and my wife said put the phone away for the day, so I didn't look at it all day. I came back after dinner around 8:30 and I looked at my phone and I had almost 2,000 notifications, and my heart almost sunk. I was like, what did the guys do? Did they screw the company up? Is it over? And then I got a text from a couple people within the company saying, have you seen this video? And then I relaxed a little bit, but oh my God, I couldn't believe it. It was unbelievable. What are your overall thoughts on it, on people's like opinions on it? Like, are you surprised? Like, how do you feel about the whole internet world and I guess you could say sometimes the ignorance on there?
I think it's funny. Like I said, people say never read the comments. And I mean, yeah, I've read some of the comments and I think some of them are funny. Some of them, one person's like, oh, I think that's a grandmother. And I'm like, she's not a grandmother. They're like, well, how would you know? Because it doesn't say her age in the comments. I just commented that I knew her. I didn't say because it was me, and a couple other people, a couple of the other sites that were there. Like I said, I just read the comments and I give a good chuckle to them. And somebody thought I had a mullet. And I'm like, well, it's just a ponytail. It's not really a mullet. I mean, I have a lot of hair, but not quite a mullet, but so I do. I get a kick out of some of the comments. And, I had one mom reach out. She goes, oh my God, I've seen your video. She said, I just love it. You are the voice of all moms out there. And yeah, so.
Where do you get your like water off the duck's back attitude?
I think I've always just been carefree. It bothers some people that I just, the older that I get, the less filter I think I have. Like even, before when my kids were smaller, when I'd be, cheering them on at the ice, if one kid messed up, I'd make sure that there was no parent around that was with that kid. But now I'm like, you know what? If your kid's screwing up out there, I'm going to yell at them. I don't care if they're 17 or 13. I'm just going to, make sure they know.
Absolutely.
Last year I said, I'd like to be the coach and be on the bench, but I said they would probably only let me last about 2 minutes and they'd probably kick me off.
I think the position for you is like door person. Open the door. You're not a coach, so you can't run plays, but you can bring energy. You're opening the door. You're letting kids go, letting kids come in. We had a door guy when growing up playing hockey. He had the the vocals coming out of him. You can hear him from the far end of the rink. But if you ever needed to change, he would let you know because you could hear him from all the way at the other end.
Yeah.
But no, he was great.
Yeah. People say, the kids can't hear you. And I'm like, oh, I know they can't hear me. Sometimes, my kids will tell me, we don't hear you, Mom. But I know every now and then they hear me.
What are the thoughts on your kids of the video? What did they think of it?
Oh, they think it's hilarious because they'll be like, every now and then, like through the house in the last week, they were like, shoot it on the net. Shoot it on the net, Cole Harbor. And I'm like, I just shake my head and I keep going. I went back to work. I was off for March break because all three of my kids played hockey all week in the Joe and between reffing and the hockey. So I took the week off so I could be there and drive them where they needed to be. And so I went back to work this week and, a couple of them went by and go, oh my God, one of the girls shared me this video. And she said, then when I looked at it, she goes, oh my God, did you know that's Stacey Maclean? I'm like going, yeah. I'm like, I said, I don't know. I said, the kids on my son's team that I was cheering for, they kept watching the numbers. He's like, Mom, did you see this? They would tell their parents, they'd be like, the numbers are climbing. And I think somebody said it was like 1.4 million views. I'm like,
on what platform? I haven't even looked. Is it that high?
High Button, I think, is at 650 something.
Oh my God.
There was one called the Hockey Sauce Kit. I don't know. They were at 400 something.
Oh my God.
And then your Instagram page was like 150. And then there's another page out of the States that had 160 or something.
I think we just found our new analytics manager. I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Well, some of the kids keep me up to date. So then every now and then I'll go and I'll check the numbers myself just to see. And I'm like, I don't understand why it keeps climbing. Like, it's just, I do have passion. I like to, cheer for them. And yeah, like I said, last night the team played for the league finals, which unfortunately they lost. But like I said, there was a lot of yelling in the stands and, looking behind me or in front of me, like the moms around me. I'm like, I'm not the only one. It just so happens that I got caught on video.
It's so weird, the recipe for a viral video, how it's the simplest thing. Like I can sit here and edit a video like all day, sometimes 2 days, put it out. Yeah, whatever. Couple views. But then you just have a natural video, no editing, just someone being passionate about a game of hockey, screaming, boom, million views. It's the weirdest thing about video editing. It's like, why do you even go to school to be a video editor? It just happens like that. You get all these views like that.
Right.
It's
you
unbelievable.
Get something so small. Yeah.
It's like, what is it? Like the simplest thing connects to people. Like people aren't stupid. If you try to like make this big glorified video, people are like, can't relate to that, but that pure video, I felt like I was right there filming it.
Right? Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's crazy how that all just worked out. It's insane.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
You ever think about, like I like business, so I always think of the business side of it. You should find teams who have no fan base and are quiet in the rink and go, hey, I'd like to offer my services for this game.
Right, and I do, and I've gone to games before where my kids weren't playing. Like we've gone to watch friends play, and and I cheer for them. So to me, I think it's part of the sport. I don't know. My friend's daughter plays basketball, and they went to their one of their first hockey games. She said, it's kind of crazy. She said, I could never be a hockey mom. She said they're ringing their cowbells and their horns at this game. She said they're crazy. She said, I think I'll stick to basketball. And I'm like, nah, that's the joy I get out of going to the rink, is cheering for them and being supportive so that they know that we're there. Like I wouldn't want to sit there quiet. You got to have a little bit of oomph and cheering for them so they know you got their support.
Do you notice a difference of energy from back when your brother played to now watching your sons played? Is there a different energy in the rink when you go?
Yeah, I think so, because I think maybe when my brother played, like I said, I mean, he's, up there in age. It's been about 30 years
since he's a different era.
Since he played minor hockey, and that, beforehand, like, we could yell at the refs. Not that we can't now, but there's more, they try to keep you settled down now. Like,
who's they?
You can't scream at the ref. Like before, I guess when I was younger, I used to offer the ref, tell them he needed glasses because they would miss a play and things like that. When my brother played when he was 12 or 13 years old, right? And I don't know. And then as it got older, like, I still have offered the ref my glasses, but that's neither here, and tell them they missed a play or whatever. But yeah,
You got to be a little bit more reserved.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, a little. We'll say that.
Do
Reserved.
your sons play any other sports, or is it just hockey?
They play hockey. My youngest plays on the school basketball team, so he likes basketball, but he doesn't play it outside. I had one try football one time, and I was probably just as crazy when he played football, but it wasn't fast enough for him. So they like the fast pace of the hockey.
I was gonna say cheering in a closed gym like you did there compared to a rink. I bet it would be a lot louder.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you could cheer at a hockey rink like that, but like in a closed gym. Maybe you can do it in a closed gym. I don't know. Who am I to say you can't? But
I'm sure
it's like it's just like different energy. It's a whole thing. It's like different parents, different sport, different pace.
Oh yeah,
everything.
you definitely feel the vibe. Like I mean, the game went into overtime, then it went into double overtime. So I don't know if at that point in the video if she was at the overtime or the double overtime. And then we went to a shootout, which we wanted to go to the championship game. But like I said, I don't know what point she videoed me because I'm sure during both overtimes I had that much energy. But
You're yelling shoot at the overtime.
oh yeah.
It's like I know.
Right? Like I get that they got to shoot it. And I said to them even last night when they were going out to the ice, I said, if you're dumping the puck in the end, aim it towards the net. Just towards the net. That's all you got to do. Yeah. Don't just dump it to the corner, dump it to the net. Because they don't know that they all think, oh yeah, they're going to dump it to the side, but you always have that shot if you don't take it.
I bet Alexander Ovechkin would give the same advice. That guy takes the weirdest shots on net, but somehow they just end up going in.
Right.
Obviously, he's the most skilled goal scorer of all time, but if you look at some of the shots that he takes, they're just ridiculous, but some of them will go in. You never know.
You don't know until you take that shot.
You can't say shoot the puck on net is bad advice in hockey. You can't.
No.
You can't.
Never.
Shoot the puck on net. You got nothing going on, shoot the puck on net.
Right? Just shoot it on the net. That's all you got to do.
So how's your t-shirt graphic designing work? Like, have you done anything? Have you talked to a manufacturer?
No, I haven't talked to anybody. I had the thought, like when the mom came out with the t-shirt, she just had a t-shirt literally of me in the stands that said shoot it on the net, Cole Harbor. And I was like, well, that's not quite how I would have done it if I thought of it. But, the thought's gone through my head. But, I haven't come up with anything out of the ordinary.
There's definitely some memes that you could play onto it for sure. Like t-shirts and stuff, 100%.
Yeah.
It's still every morning I'll wake up to notifications of the video. So it's still getting traction. It's still getting heat. Hence why I wanted you to come in here and talk about it, because everyone's like, who's this mystery woman? So I'm happy that you finally get a chance to come in and talk.
Yeah.
What do you want to say to everyone that's watched the video?
Just thanks for your support, I guess. I mean, whether you like it or not, that's 100% me. And, I just have the passion for the game and I enjoy going and watching.
What's next? Like if you're at another game and it's not your sons, do you still have the same passion?
Oh, 100%.
Really?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. If they're there and I'm, the other parents are cheering too. And, as long as I know sometimes a kid on the team, I mean, obviously it's better if I know somebody that's playing, we've gone to the Mooseheads games. I don't know the Mooseheads, and I don't really cheer quite like that. But when you have the vibe and the energy in minor sports, whatever, as long as the parents are cheering and they're getting in there, oh yeah, I'll get right in there with you. Yeah.
Who's your NHL team?
I don't really have one.
The Detroit Red Wings?
No. Growing up, it was the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh, yeah.
My kids like the Toronto Maple Leafs, two of them.
Okay.
And then, I like Sidney Crosby. My kids grew up in Cole Harbor. Although when my brother played, that was our, what do you call it? Your nemesis kind of thing. When you think your rival team. So, my mother said, did you ever think you'd cheer for Cole Harbor when my oldest boy was younger? I said, not in my wildest dreams, but here we are. I wouldn't trade it for the world to cheer for them now.
100%. So what's next for you? What's next for the team?
Unfortunately, after losing last night, they're finished. They would have went to Day of Champions. But my oldest boy has provincials coming up in 2 weeks in Cole Harbor for the first time in 10 years. So I'll be at the rink first weekend of April cheering on our boys, and hopefully we take home the provincial cup.
Have you ever lost your voice?
I've come close a couple times. I wasn't sure I'd have one after last night's game, but
no.
And at the end of the Joe weekend, I was pretty hoarse because, my oldest boy's team ended up winning the Joe, so that was exciting.
No way.
Yeah, they were the only Cole Harbor team to win it this year.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that was exciting.
That's a feather in your cap.
Well, I try.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I get them to the rink. That's about the only credit I can get. I give them my advice, and I tell them, I tell my kids, I said, I might be your biggest critic, but I'll be your biggest fan always. So
That's good motherly advice.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to say. How early do kids have to get to the rink now?
About an hour beforehand.
Okay.
If it's a game, an hour. If it's a practice, 45 minutes. My 11-year-old will tell you that we need to leave, should be there an hour and 15 minutes beforehand. But
Hour 15 minutes?
Oh, that's what he thinks
Oh.
at 11. But I'm like, dude, you're fine. And he panics if he's going to be late. But I'm like,
That's a
you're
good
all
quality to have in a kid, though.
oh, yeah.
He cares
He
about
wants to be
punctuation.
there. And yeah.
I like that.
I said, we'll get there. Don't panic.
Have you had any other mothers on the team jump on board with your cheering?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. We have one mom on our team, like last night. She has just the passion as I do. Although she said when she seen that video, she said, I thought I was bad. And she said, and I cheered loud. She said, but I don't know. She said, I think you taught me. I'm thinking, I don't know. I've sat in front of her. So
Do you want to give her a shout out? She's going to go, you didn't mention me.
Jill, I love you, girl.
Jill.
Yeah, we have it's exciting. Like I said, when you have the other moms that are excited and want to cheer as loud as you for their kids and for the team, it just makes it that much better.
Can you just jump into it, or do you have to get actually psyched up for it, or you can just sit down in a cold rink and then boom, turn that switch on?
Oh yeah, the minute they start playing and the plays get going, the more passionate I guess that the team is playing, the more passionate I guess I get into it, and the closer the game is. Like if it's a blowout game, I mean obviously I'm not going to be cheering or whatever. So I like a score that's close but not too close. Like we did a tournament back in just after Christmas in Yarmouth, and the boys we won the championship game there, and but when the score is like 8-1 or 8-0, we stop cheering because it's no fun being on the losing side. And I've had kids be on the losing side, and I've had my kids be on the winning side. So if they're, if we're losing, we're still cheering for them because we want them to try hard. But if we're winning and we have a good score, way ahead of, if we're way ahead of them by 5 or 6 goals, we try to stop cheering just because, if you're on the losing team, you don't want to hear somebody cheer every time they score. I think it's just a respect thing for the other team.
100%. At minor hockey too, you just kind of let it be. If it's 8-1, yeah.
And we have to remember too that the kids are only 9, 10, 14, 13. In reality, they're still kids.
Definitely.
So it's not as, as long as they want to keep playing, then, you got to keep cheering for them.
Does this passion that you have for hockey translate into anything else in your life other than hockey?
Not really. I mean, like I said, I have 3 boys that play hockey, and I work a full-time job, and I have 2 boys that ref. So
Oh yeah.
Going to and from the rink, and it's basically kind of what I do.
Hypothetical, your son makes a bad call while he's reffing, and you're in the stands. What do?
Oh, I would tell him.
You tell him?
I would tell him, maybe not at the game, but I would definitely tell him afterwards, right? I know a bunch of the boys that ref because they play hockey with some of my kids, and I'd be like, oh, that was a terrible call. I'm like, I'll have a word with him after the game, right? Tell the coach to make them do some extra laps or something. I mean, I never do, but I'll question them every now and then.
I love that. What one thing that you think that can help people out there grab a sense of thicker skin? Like sometimes in today's world, people go, you're too sensitive. Come on, relax, have fun with it. What's a piece of advice that you'd give to those people that just want to go into life and enjoy it a little bit more and not think about what people do?
I think you just have to remember, you can only change your future. You can't really change your past, and people just have to let things go. And I think our society today is too sensitive on things. When we grew up, when we were kids, I mean, we were out there doing this, doing that. Now today, parents are like, oh, you can't do that or you can't do this. And I think you just got to let things go. Let it roll.
100%. You're letting the water roll off your back like a duck.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe some of the comments. I thought for sure you were going to call me and be like, take that fucking video down right now. And you're just sitting here smiling.
No, I said, I get a kick. I mean, I get a kick out of it because I know that's, like I said, it's 100% me. And I just, live for the moment. And keep on cheering. Right? Well, right? I've had people at work comment they don't have kids, and they're like, I couldn't imagine sitting there screaming and yelling, whatever. Now, I don't know if she's seen the video or not, but I'm thinking I'm not showing it to you because, I just won't show it to her. I'm sure somebody else might, but
How many people have come up to you at work and talked to you about the video?
I had a couple people, 5 or 6. I mean, I do work in a seniors complex, so I mean, not many of the seniors see it, but some of the hockey parents that are there have seen it, and yeah. And somebody else said, I seen that video, seen the picture of you that somebody tagged me in on Facebook with the sign that says "Student on the Net." They said, I don't get it, and I said, oh, there's a video. They're like, well, what's the video? And I'm like, you don't really need to know. But then they were like, show us. So I'll show them, and they just think it's funny.
That's awesome. Who made the sign?
Tina, one of the moms from my older son's team, made it. Yeah.
And she got the balloons and everything?
She had the balloons and everything. So of course I said, she showed it to me. I just laughed, and then I got a picture, and then of course where my oldest boy was playing next, I'm like, here, you got to have a picture with me in this sign. So
who took the photo?
Tina, my friend Tina took the photo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you know the sign was coming, or was it a complete surprise?
Oh, complete surprise. Yeah. So I got a good chuckle out of that, and I took it to the rink. It stayed at the rink all weekend for the Joe, and I tied it to instead of holding it, I just tied it to the banisters, and I took it to our big game last night and tied it to the rail and hoped for the best, but
So how many more games left? I guess I know the season's over, but you said they're moving on to provincials.
We are moving on to provincials for my fellow that plays U18. So however many games we've got to play in provincials, I think guaranteed 4, and if we keep going, could be more than that. 2, maybe 4 or 5.
Is there a little bit of a break right now, or do you guys jump right into provincials?
Provincials won't start until I think it's April 4th or 5th, whatever that weekend is.
That's
so we'll have a bunch of practices between now and then, some dry land training to get the team ready to go.
Nice. You too.
Oh yeah, right? Yeah, sure.
You're just ready to roll.
We do a little bit of spring hockey too. My younger two will do a little bit of spring hockey, but typically that's about it. They don't. I offer them other sports, but they're like, no. They'd rather do that. So.
Oh yeah, just hockey year round.
Just hockey year round.
Yeah, if it makes you happy, you just do what you want to do.
Yeah, we don't do too much in the summertime. Cole Harbour runs a Sunday night shinny, which is just a fun league. So, and then you can go or not go, and so we just do that for the summer, just to keep them on the ice.
Oh, there's something about summer hockey that gets me going. I don't know what it is. It's like the smell of the rink, maybe. Honestly, there's something magical about it. And you walk out and it's hot. Like when you're freezing inside, you walk out. I don't know. There's just something about it brings me back to my childhood.
Oh yeah, it's nice because it's so hot outside, and you go inside and you cool off, and it's just like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah, you're in a fridge.
Yeah,
you're just chilling.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it.
When I don't want to bring this up, but I have to. It's my job. When your children are out of hockey, maybe they'll go to the NHL, maybe not. You got to get that passion out somehow. Do you have a plan?
I don't have a plan, and that's, some of the issue is my oldest. This is his last year of minor hockey.
Okay.
So it's kind of like it's a bittersweet end that they're going to host provincials and whatever and hopefully win it. He thought about playing for the U13 teams that they have out of minor hockey. I mean, it's not the same, I guess. He thought about trying out for one of the junior teams. So, if he made that, that'd be great. My youngest is only in U13, so I still have a couple more years to go for him. So, yeah.
You have years to get the passion out.
I have years to get the passion out. So, and I'll be older then, and maybe I'll be ready to stop by then. So, or have grandkids by then, and I'll get to go watch them.
I never thought of that.
It's
a whole new generation.
A whole new generation. Yeah.
That's true.
Hopefully, and if I do get grandkids that want to play hockey when the time comes, hopefully I'll be able to sit in the stands and cheer for them too.
I don't know. By that time, it could be way too sensitive. You got to keep your mouth shut, maybe at the rate we're going.
Nah, I won't let it change me.
You won't. Stacy's you're gonna save the day.
I'll still be there.
I love that. That's wicked. Moving forward, I guess into provincials in Cole Harbour, hosting other teams.
Yeah.
Are the parents on that team going to be volunteering to make sure that everything runs smoothly, or is that an organization run thing?
No, it is a team run thing. We had to take a vote to host it. It was either going to be us or Liverpool. And we decided that we would take this on because, it involved more fundraising for the team and whatnot. So in finding like sponsors and this and that, and because we provide a hospitality room, we have to buy the ice and pay for the referees and all that stuff. So, and yeah, we'll have some swag for the teams that are coming. And so, yeah, so it's a big, it's an added responsibility, but, you know, two of the dads have stepped in and I'm on that committee. So, yeah.
What are some decisions that you have to make on a committee to host provincials?
Well, you have to make that decision, obviously, to host the teams and decide, you know, like what kind of things are we going to do? Like, are we going to do like a banquet night? Are we going to do sweaters or hats or t-shirts or different things like that, just to, you know, put out forth to the team so they knew, you know, like say the t-shirts will say like provincials in Cole Harbour for 2025 and that sort of thing. So, yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
It's, you know, it's more money, but I said when you think about the amount of money, if we would have had to travel to somewhere else. Liverpool, so then you have hotels, because, I mean, it's an hour and a half. You don't really have time to drive back and forth between games and things like that, so you'd have to pay for hotels and gas and food, and so by the time you really comes down to it, you may as well host and try to raise the money to cover the costs that you need.
Are you guys going to do a banquet?
They're going to have a banquet it'll just be for the kids, for all the teams that are playing in the provincials. So
love a banquet. Tournament banquets, provincial banquets, they're the best. Feel professional when you're a kid.
Yeah.
You get to go to these things and they feed you. There's like speeches and trophies and stuff. I don't know. I've always had fun.
Yeah, they're going to have speeches and trophies, and there'll be a skills competition and things like that. So
wicked. There's so many organizations out there that just know how to do it, like Sackville being another one. Not to discredit any other organization, but like there's just organizations out there that understand the word community.
Yeah.
Cole Harbour being one of them for sure. And they just know how to make the kids feel special and like build memories. That's basically our business model, is like build memories for
100%. 100%. And that's what you know, like they may have lost, like the team might have lost or whatever, like even, you know, they lost at the Joe and then they lost, you know, for their provincial qualifier last night. But and at tournaments, whether you win or lose, they're not going to remember what the scores were at the end of the day in these games, but they're going to remember the friendships that they made, and they're going to remember like the fun that they had with the team and things like that. And, you know, for us parents, like, you know, we make friends too along the way. Like I've had parents for my son that plays U18. I mean, we met in school, our kids played hockey together, but we've been friends, you know, for 11, 12 years, like, and those friendships too will last for us.
So due to the fact that your kids are at the same age on the same team growing up, you've made friends since 11 years ago.
Yeah, 100%.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you ever have a scenario where like you went to high school with someone and then all of a sudden, whoa, we went to high school together, now our sons are on the same league, anything like that?
No, but we've, you know, I can go to different rinks. I was up in Cape Breton and somebody said to me, they looked at me and they're like, "Are you Charlotte's cousin?" I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh, I'm so-and-so from across the street." And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." I knew exactly who she was as soon as she said where she lived. So I meet, you know, I run into people from all over, like at different tournaments, especially around the province, and sometimes New Brunswick or PEI. I seem to always to run into somebody I know whose kid is playing hockey in the same tournament, and maybe even at a different age level, but I'll run into people from the valley, because that's where I grew up, where I didn't grow up here in the city.
That's a cool network that you get to create.
Yeah.
Cool network of people.
Yeah, I love it. One of the moms thinks it's funny. She said, because you can't go anywhere, she said, without running into somebody you know.
Oh, you're one of those people already?
Yeah.
Before the video, you were one of those people?
Oh, yeah, before the video, I was one of those people, 100%.
No way.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, that is what it is. Wow. So you go to the mall, no way you're leaving without not saying hi to someone.
Chances are probably, yeah. It drives my kids crazy.
Really?
Yeah. Mom, you're not staying. Come on, let's keep going. Dragging me away. Because we're like, I'm just saying hi. 5 minutes later, we're still standing there talking.
No.
Yeah.
So this video's not helping that?
No, probably not. I haven't seen anybody. Like the other day at the rink, somebody said, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" Somebody goes, "Oh my God, you're the mom from the video, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I just sat down because it was at the shootout. So, you know, need to get out of the way.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I can just picture you now walking through the mall, just saying hi to people.
Well, I like to think I'm friendly. My kids, I think, are the same way most of the time.
Yeah, for sure. Usually, what we've noticed in this business is, it's like we go, good kid must be a good parent. Good parent around must be a good kid around. It's goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
It's not too far. What is it? The egg doesn't fall too far from the chicken. Is that a thing?
Something like that.
Something like that. It's what we've noticed in tournaments and things as we go around over the years. You learn these little, lessons, and that's definitely one of them. 100%. Key to staying warm and comfortable inside a rink. I know hockey moms, I've seen them over the years. They got the blankets, they got the things for their butt, they got the cup I don't know what's in the cup, none of my business. What's the key to staying warm and comfortable in a rink?
I think a warm jacket, a blanket to sit on. I keep saying I'm going to invest in one of those seats with the back to it because I don't have one of those. So, when the older I get, the harder it is to sit, and, your back goes out on you sometimes. So I think I'll invest in one of those for next season. But yeah, I just, wear my winter coat and hopefully warm shoes and mittens if I need to.
In the video, you had you were in it, like you were leaning over.
Oh yeah.
Like you had your elbow on your knee and you're focused on the play. I don't know if the lean back chair would be good for you because you're in it. Unless was that like a big moment in the game?
Oh yeah, like we were like said
overtime.
It was overtime, so we needed to score to live, to go to the championship, and we're down their end, and the boys just weren't. I can't say it wasn't their best game, but it wasn't their worst game. But they just they just couldn't seem to get the puck to stick on their stick to shoot it, and their passes weren't great. But they were kind of passing it back and forth to each other. But it's like, passing back and forth, you're not gonna, they did have a couple of times they had a clear path that they could have shot it and they just didn't. So, I try to encourage them a little bit from the stands.
When people were asking, because I think the comment we put on the video was, does anyone know if he shot it on the net?
Yeah.
And people are going, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Is that true? Like, did someone actually shoot it on the net? Or
no, he didn't shoot it on the net.
Okay,
the kid I was yelling at, at the time, he didn't shoot it on the net. Because I think at one point in the video, I can see my hand go like this. And somebody said, well, maybe that's when he shot it at the net. But yeah, no, he didn't shoot it on the net.
What was the score of the game?
It ended up being, I think, 4-3, but we won it in a shootout.
7 goals. Oh.
Yeah, we won it. We ended up going to a shootout. There wasn't even a score in overtime. We went to a shootout, and we scored. They shot, they missed. They shot, or we shot, we missed. They shot and missed. We shot, we scored, I think, and then the next kid missed, yeah.
So it was 3-3, went to overtime,
yeah,
and ended up winning 4-3 in a shootout.
Yeah.
You say it went to double overtime?
Went to double. It went 4-on-4, 3-on-3, and then the shootout.
Holy smokes! Did your son shoot?
No, like I said, he wasn't playing.
Oh, yes,
he was in the stands sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He only ended up playing. He played in the championship game, even though he wasn't. I don't think he was 100%. But he only played the first game, and then he did the Joe shootout. Went home and had a rest, and got home, woke him up for the afternoon game, and I was like, you don't look overly well, and he ended up with a temperature of 103. So he went back to bed, and I went to the rink to cheer on his team.
Good mother.
Yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah.
How did he do in the shootout? The Sidney Crosby shootout.
The Sidney Crosby shootout. He got out the first round, but it was they went back and forth because they either both missed or they both scored until he missed and the other kid scored. So.
I got caught stealing the Sidney Crosby cutout.
Oh, was that you in that video?
I
seen
caught.
that.
They caught me. It's all right. Next year I'll get away with it.
They get away with it?
But it's one of the better things in that tournament. I know whenever we talk to some of the players, it's the one thing they're looking forward to.
100%. I'd like to see Nathan McKinnon get on board with that too, though.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good.
You got to shorten it. Call it the Sid and Nate shootout.
Right? There you go.
That'd be sick. Both sponsored by CCM.
Right? I'll have to talk to Paul at the skate sharpening place there because I know he's helped sponsor that too. So
Paul's got all the connections. That's the connections man right there.
Right? Exactly. I'll have to tell him you don't need to get Nate involved in that. So.
I remember the first year we did the Joe Laontaine and we did the Sidney Crosby shootout. We weren't expecting much. We're just like, oh, it's a shootout. It is what it is. And we look across from that media booth and just see the whole stands packed, cheering. Yeah. Like you see popcorn in the air when someone scores. It's just unbelievable.
Well, it's hard too because when you're like, you've got Cole Harbour kids shooting on the Cole Harbour goalie, and then where you got Cole Harbour on either side, and then you're trying to figure out which side do you watch because you're like, I don't know who to watch for. So you're like the mom beside you, I'm like, you let me know how they do over here, and I'll let you know how they do over here, and, right? So you're kind of trying to watch both sides to make sure you're cheering for your team. But yeah, it's a great the Joe Laontaine. It's a great tournament. It definitely fills the rink, and Jeff does a good job running it. So.
Definitely. Shout out to Jeff McPhee.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I remember that first year we mic'd a kid up during the shootout, and he was so nervous. I remember some kids were like trying to talk to him, like I don't know where he was from, but kids were like, "Hey, like where are you from?" Like, and he was just like, he's just shaking. He's just so nervous. Know. Yeah, it was so funny. Yeah,
it's pretty funny. I've watched some of them mic'd up from the Joe. They're pretty funny. Some of them.
The best ones are the kids that don't like they forget they're mic'd up.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you get these kids that have the mic on and they're trying a bit and it doesn't turn out too well. But the kids that put it on completely forget. Those are the best ones. It's weird. I've done probably over 500 mic'd up videos at this point.
Yeah.
And the weird thing that makes it work, if I know it's going to work or not, is if they get hit early in a shift.
Yeah.
Because when you get hit in a hockey game, it's almost like you don't think about the mic and the camera. You think, okay, how do I get back into the game? Or maybe you're not in the game, you get hit. Now you're into the game because now you want to hit someone else.
Of course.
And you completely forget about trying to look cool.
Yeah.
So I always notice, like, if someone can get hit within the first minute of a mic'd up video, I know it's going to be great because it's going to have like a natural effect to it.
Yeah, and get them going. I'm sure the smaller kids are probably a lot more funny. I'm not sure about the bigger kids so much. You may have.
Oh, the little
be
kids.
A lot of beeps.
The little kids are like, what's going on? And then their parent is like, oh, we're going to put a mic on you. And the kids are like, what's a mic?
Yeah.
You know, and then
just go out there and play your game, sweetheart.
Yeah.
we'll see how things go at the end.
Yeah. From a parent's perspective, I get it. Like, I think it would be cool to listen to your son or daughter on the ice. Like, I think it would be cool. That's why we started doing it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. It's a good thing, I think, when they're smaller.
Has anyone offered to put a microphone on you during a hockey game?
It was funny because they talked about that. They said, maybe next year for the Joe, we'll say make up the parents. I'm like, listen, I said, I'm sure you'll have a lot of beeps in that one too.
Oh, yeah.
Or definitely turn the volume down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because your U13 son will be in the Joe next year.
Yeah, he'll still do, yeah.
Okay, so you'll be there. We'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there for, like I said, my middle fella moves up to U18, first year U18. My youngest will still be U13, his second year, and then like I said, my oldest will be aged out. But yeah, so I'll still be at the rink. I still got a couple more Joes left.
Okay, so I'll talk to your agent. I'll see if we can get a mic on you and just film you for a day. We can make that happen.
Yeah,
that would be great.
That's what we talked about there a couple months back. They say, you got the hose wives of Orange County or whatever, and I said, there you go, we could do the host wives of Cole Harbour hockey, because I'm sure you'd get a few things from the rink from some of us.
We'll go to, my wife watches those shows and they go to like coffee together and they just talk about each other. Like I could imagine just going to the Cole Harbour ones with the moms, you guys just getting coffee, just talking about the game.
Right. Yeah.
Reality TV is addicting.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Are you addicted to it?
Yeah, I don't watch that show though. I mean, I like the cooking shows and I watch Stupid Big Brother sometimes, but
there's an art to it. I don't know if they're acting or if they're just putting on a show or if they're actually that's how they are. I don't know.
Right. Well, and that's just it. Like, is it fake? Is it not fake? Kind of like wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I do when I watch it. I study it. I go, are you acting? Is that you?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, somebody on the video goes, that's not even real. I'm like, they staged that. The kids on the bench don't even have a helmet. I'm like, you don't watch them hockey because you can tell that they're not even on the bench.
Oh, I know. I saw that a bunch.
So, yeah.
Like, what are the kids aren't on the bench for with no helmet?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Have a closer look.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of people that commented that I have no idea what they were talking about.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. And then when I saw some of the stuff, when I was, like I said, I was in Mexico. I was like, she's going to call me and she's going to ream me out. But then dudes was just like, no, like, she's a weapon. She's a great person. She doesn't care at all. And then I just started to relax again.
Yeah, no, that was on the Friday. He's like, well, I'm like, if it can make somebody, and I said to somebody, I said, well, if it makes somebody else laugh, I said, then, I'm for it.
Yeah, made millions of people laugh.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
Million, like, as soon as everyone saw it, smiles.
Yeah. Makes me smile sometimes when I still think about it, but I just shake my head because.
Why?
I don't know. I just think it's crazy.
It's like you said. It's you. It's natural. It's awesome, and the fact that you had a positive attitude towards it makes it even better. You owned it.
Oh, 100%.
You easily could have been like, "No, please take that down."
Yeah, no, 100%. I own it.
That's 100%. That's great.
Yeah.
What's so what actually? How much time are we at?
We're at 39:32.
How much I guess passion do you put in? Not passion. How much time and energy do you put into your? Or sorry, are you in a rush?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're not working today?
No, today's my day off.
Is it?
Yeah, I do 12-hour shifts, so I'd be working if I was.
Jesus, are you tired?
No.
12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
Do you drink coffee?
No.
You don't drink coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
Tea?
Nope.
What do you drink to stay warm?
To stay warm?
Yeah.
In the rink, I don't usually bring a drink.
Well, just in like you live in Canada, you don't.
No, I drink the occasional hot chocolate.
No way.
Once in a blue moon. Like I said, all winter, one of the girls I drive to work, so we'll stop at Tim Hortons. I usually just get a chocolate chill, one of the cold drinks.
I just need I'm trying to get at where you get your energy from because I don't have any ever. I'm just trying to figure that out.
Well, I question that too sometimes, but
Comes from a higher
I'm a
source.
night owl, but I'm also an early morning person, so.
How many hours of sleep you get a night?
Sometimes if I go to bed at midnight, I'm usually up by 7, so about 7 hours, sometimes less.
That's standard.
If I'm lucky, more.
No coffee.
No coffee. Nope.
I can't get over that.
Yeah.
I couldn't be a hockey parent and not be drinking warm liquids.
I mean, the other day I may have had a cup with something else in it, but that's a rare occasion.
That's
too,
none of my
so.
business. I'm not going to ask what. It's your cup.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's great. I love the fact that you have a passion for it, and I hope that I see you again in the rink. And I really do want to put a microphone on you. We're gonna let this video run its course and see where it takes off. I think it's just getting started, to be honest with you. But then maybe if it slows down a year from now, we can put a microphone on you at the Joe and then do a little housewives. What do you say?
Housewives of Cole Harbor Hockey
Housewives.
Moms.
So we'll come meet you before you get to the rink.
Yeah.
We'll do a little documentary series, and then not a series, but a documentary videos type thing, and then we'll do it all over again.
There you go.
It has to be a good game though.
Oh, 100%.
You got to make the semis or something.
Yeah.
Can't be a blowout game. We got to make sure it's a good game.
100%. We'll win it next year.
Oh, you won it this year.
Well, we did. We won it this year.
You're gonna go back to
my
back?
youngest fella won it last year, and I just need my middle fella to win it now. He'll get a ring too.
Oh yeah, they get the rings.
They get the rings, and they love it.
Where's your son's ring at right now? Did he wear it to school?
I don't know if he wore it to school, but I think it's home on his dresser. I didn't get one, although I do. I manage his team, so.
Oh, do you?
I got to talk to Jeff, and
You're the team manager.
I am the team manager. I done it a couple years ago, and then last year they talked me into it, and I was like, well, I wasn't really going to do it this year. I was done. And then, so this year I was like, you know what? It's his last year of minor hockey. I said to the coach, I said, just put me in. I said, I'll do it. So I said, but I won't do it anymore.
I love how most people have to get talked into being the manager.
Yeah. Well, it's not for the faint of heart. I mean, there's people think, oh, it's an easy job, but you have to look for the tournaments. You have to, look for extra ice time, different things like that. And I send out a weekly email. Some of them managers do, some don't. But I get, make sure the team knows where they need to be when they need to be there.
Like practices and stuff?
Practices, yeah, all that stuff, yeah.
And you don't drink coffee?
And I don't drink coffee.
Jesus. Focus. That's crazy to me. Coffee's my only, not only, like I have fruits and vegetables, but like I need coffee.
Yeah, no.
I don't have it.
I don't have much focus sometimes, but.
Yeah, but to write an email once a week and tell everyone where our practice is, that takes a lot of work.
Yeah, I just write it all down I have a whiteboard on my fridge that follows all three of my kids, and I do it by a week-to-week basis or day-by-day basis, depending on how busy the week is. For the Joe week, it was just a day-by-day because 2 of them had to be at the rinks for 8 o'clock for reffing, one in Cole Harbor, one at RBC, and then the other one had to be at the rink at 8:15 for his game at 9:15.
Huh. You ever think about at the end of your email changing your signature to a little quote? And remember, shoot the puck, Cole Harbor.
Well, maybe I'll have to do that for next season.
That would be pretty good.
Although I got a couple more emails left to send for the year, so maybe I'll add that.
Oh, yeah? You have more emails to send? Even though it's just provincials left?
Even though it's just provincials, yeah.
I guess if you guys are the committee and you're running it, there's just a ton of stuff to go around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tons.
Like I said, the 2 dads that took on the, fundraising and, to get things in order. I mean, they're hockey dads. They know a little bit more about it and things like that. So, but they send me the updates and I make sure the extra ice times are on the calendar and So I'll send that out to the team and just to remind them of what's happening
Okay.
within the committee.
That's good. And overall, you think that like, well, we're gonna wrap it up here soon, but like the overall commitment that you have to the game of hockey, like, comes from you being a child, like going to your brother's game and like falling in love with it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So it's just passion.
Yeah. Yeah. I just enjoy cheering it. Like I said, he played on a rep team himself, and we traveled to different places. I remember going to hotels and to the rink and cheering, and
you enjoyed that.
oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know there's like sisters out there that hated that part of life.
Well, my sister and I were both the same. Now, when my sister did see the video, she goes, "Now you know I don't sit with you anymore." So, her and my mom actually showed up for my oldest fella's championship game at the Joe. My mother came up and sat with us, and my sister stayed down by the glass. She didn't come up.
Because she didn't want to sit next to you because
Right.
you're screaming.
But then I said to my mother, I said, "See, I said, I'm not alone," because all of us parents were excited for this game that they were playing because it was a close game. So,
But as soon as the game's over, it's all love.
100%.
Your sister.
Oh gosh, yeah. She came over, got some pictures, and yeah.
I love that. Last piece of advice to anyone out there that has passion for sports and wants to let it loose a little bit more, but maybe they're a little bit too, I don't know, shy. What's your advice to them?
Just don't worry about what anybody else says. If that's your passion and you want to cheer for your kids, cheer for your kids. We don't do it enough, I don't think.
Awesome.
They don't see our positive side.
Awesome. You're the best. I really do appreciate you coming over. I know it might not have been the most convenient location to come, so I appreciate it.
No, it's not that far.
Yeah, traffic. Yeah. All right, you're the best. Thank you.
No
Everyone listening, thank you very much. I appreciate all the support, the likes, the clicks, the views. You guys are the best. We're out.
Thank you.
Cone on the keys. We're out. Peace. Bye.